My backstabbing coworker slept her way to my promotion while blackmailing my sister with a dark secret, but when I exposed their affair, she broke into my home and unleashed total chaos. Now my family's imploding and work's a war zone. I'm a 28-year-old woman who's been grinding at a mid-sized marketing firm for the past 5 years. I started straight out of college, full of energy and ambition, and through sheer determination, I've worked my way up. It's not a massive company, about 150 employees, but it's cutthroat, and I've always been the one staying late, crafting killer campaigns, and being the go-to for anything creative. My boss, who I'll call Mark, a 45-year-old man, always seemed to appreciate my efforts. He'd sing my praises, or at least, that's what I believed. About a year ago, we brought on a new hire, Sarah, a 26-year-old fresh out of grad school. She was bright-eyed and ambitious, but honestly, she didn't know the first thing about the job. Mark tasked me with training her, and I didn't complain. I'm a team player. For months, I showed her the ropes, how our client management system works, the nuances of our design software, even my personal strategies for pitching ideas that landed us major accounts. I shared my templates, my contact lists, everything. She seemed grateful, always thanking me and even calling me her work mom. Fast forward to 6 months ago. A senior marketing coordinator position opened up, a step above my current role as marketing specialist. It was the promotion I'd been chasing, the one Mark had hinted at for ages. I applied, aced the interview, and felt confident. But then, out of nowhere, Sarah got the job. Sarah, the woman I'd trained from the ground up. I was crushed. When I asked Mark why, he fed me vague nonsense about how she brought fresh energy and aligned better with the team's vision. It hurt, but I swallowed my pride and kept pushing forward. Things took a strange turn after that. Sarah started acting like she ran the place, delegating tasks to me that should have been hers and taking credit for ideas I'd shared during training. I'd pitch something in a meeting, only for her to rephrase it as her own. Clients I'd built relationships with for years were suddenly reassigned to her. I tried addressing it with her, but she'd just smile and say, "Oh, I thought that was collaborative." Collaborative? Hardly. Then came the rumors. Whispers spread through the office that I was difficult to work with and had a bad attitude since missing out on the promotion. One day, a coworker pulled me aside and revealed she'd heard from Sarah that I was spreading lies to undermine her. I was stunned. I've never been that kind of person. I confronted Sarah in the break room, keeping it professional. "Hey, I've heard some things going around. Is there an issue between us?" She teared up and replied, "I don't know what you're talking about. I've only ever said nice things about you." Classic gaslighting, but here's the real bombshell, and it ties back to my family in a way I never expected. My family is super close-knit, or at least, they pretend to be. I have a younger sister, Emily, who's 25. She's always been the golden child, bubbly, outgoing, and somehow always lands on her feet. I'm the responsible one, the one who helped pay for Emily's college when our parents couldn't fully afford it. We've had our ups and downs, but I thought we were solid. Emily doesn't work at my company, but she knows Sarah. Turns out, they went to the same college and were in the same sorority. Small world, huh? Sarah mentioned it casually once, and I didn't think much of it. But recently, Emily's been acting off. She'd call me and say things like, "Hey, sis, I heard from Sarah that work's been tough. She said you're really stressed and snapping at people. You okay?" At first, I brushed it off, but it escalated. Emily started telling our parents I was jealous of Sarah's success and causing drama at work. My mom even called one night, worried, saying, "Honey, Emily says you're not handling the promotion well. Maybe you should apologize to Sarah?" Apologize? For what? I hadn't done a thing wrong. That's when I started connecting the dots. Sarah was feeding lies to Emily, who was then spreading them to my family. Why? I had no clue, but it felt like a personal attack. My family's always favored Emily, she's the fun one, while I'm the serious one, but this was on another level. During a family dinner, my dad even suggested I learn from Sarah. I left that dinner in tears. I couldn't take it anymore. Last week, I scheduled a meeting with Mark to address the credit stealing and the rumors. I gathered evidence, emails, timestamps on documents proving my original work. But before the meeting, Sarah cornered me in the hallway. "I know what you're doing," she hissed, her sweet facade gone. "You think you can undermine me? Mark and I are close, closer than you think. Stay in your lane." Closer than I think? That set off alarm bells. I started paying closer attention. Lingering looks in meetings, her popping into his office far too often, them leaving together for lunch meetings that lasted hours. I confided in a trusted coworker, Lisa, who's 32. She confirmed my suspicions. Girl, everyone's whispering about it. Sarah's sleeping her way to the top. The betrayal hit me hard, not just professionally, but personally. If Sarah was involved with Mark, that explained the promotion, the credit theft, everything. But why drag my family into it? I dug deeper. Turns out, Emily had introduced Sarah to our company. She recommended her for the job. Emily works in HR for a different firm but has connections. She never told me she was the one who got Sarah in the door. Last night, I confronted Emily over the phone. Did you know Sarah's been badmouthing me? And what's this about her and Mark? She played dumb at first. What? No, Sarah's great. She's just worried about you. But when I pressed, she snapped. Look, you're always so perfect, okay? Sarah told me how you've been treating her, stealing her ideas and all that. Maybe you deserve this. Stealing her ideas? It was the other way around. We argued, and she hung up on me. Now my parents are blowing up my phone, saying I'm causing family drama and need to make amends with Emily and Sarah. I'm at my wit's end. Work is a nightmare, my family's turned against me, and I feel like I'm losing everything I've built. Am I the asshole for wanting to expose Sarah and Mark's affair to HR? Or should I just quit and start over? I need advice, Reddit. This is tearing me apart. Update 1, 2 days after original post. Wow, Reddit, you guys flooded my inbox with support and advice. Thank you, it truly made me feel less alone. Many of you urged me to document everything and go to HR, but to be cautious since workplace affairs can backfire on the whistleblower. Others suggested consulting a lawyer first. I took that advice to heart. I haven't gone nuclear yet. Instead, I've been gathering more evidence. I sifted through old emails and found plenty of proof, messages where I sent Sarah my work, only for her to present it as her own in team meetings. I've got timestamps, version histories, it's airtight. Lisa, my coworker, even agreed to be a witness if needed. She's seen Sarah cozying up to Mark multiple times. But the family drama? That's gotten messier. After my blow-up with Emily, my mom called me in tears. Why are you fighting with your sister? She's just trying to help her friend. I tried to explain, but mom shut me down. Emily says Sarah's the victim here. You've always been competitive with her. Competitive? Emily's the one who's always had everything handed to her. I decided to meet Emily in person to hash it out. We met at a coffee shop yesterday afternoon. I laid it all out. Emily, Sarah's been taking credit for my work, spreading rumors, and I think she's sleeping with my boss. Why are you defending her? At first, Emily rolled her eyes, sipping her latte like this was no big deal. Sarah's my best friend from college. She told me you've been jealous since day one. Said you trained her but got mad when she succeeded. I showed her the emails on my phone. Look, this is my idea from months ago. She presented it last week as hers. Emily barely glanced at it and shrugged. Maybe she improved it. Sarah's smart, you know. That's when I lost it a little. Why are you taking her side? I'm your sister. She got teary-eyed then, which caught me off guard. Because Sarah's been there for me when you weren't. Remember when I was going through that breakup last year? You were too busy with work to help. Sarah listened. Oh, great. So this is about some perceived slight from a year ago? I apologized for not being there more, reminding her I'd sent money for therapy and checked in via text. But Emily wasn't having it. Sarah says Mark promoted her because she's better at the job. And yeah, they're dating, but it's not like it's affecting you directly. She admitted it. They're dating? Emily, that's against company policy. And it directly affected me, I trained her, and she stole my promotion. Emily just sighed. Get over it. Life's not fair. Sarah deserves happiness after her ex cheated on her. We parted on bad terms. I went home fuming. That night, I got a text from Sarah, heard you talk to Emily. Back off, or you'll regret it. Threatening me now? This is escalating. On the work front, I scheduled a discreet meeting with HR for tomorrow. I'm nervous, but I can't let this slide. Mark called me into his office today for a check-in. He was all smiles. How are you feeling about everything? I know the promotion was disappointing, but Sarah's doing great. Maybe you two can collaborate more? I played nice, but inside, I was raging. Does he know I suspect something? Family-wise, Dad texted me, fix this with your sister. Family comes first. Easy for him to say, he's always babied Emily. I'm starting to think there's more to why Emily's so invested in Sarah. Is there a secret I'm missing? Thanks for the advice, everyone. I'll update after the HR meeting. Wish me luck, This feels like it's about to explode. Update 2, 4 days after original post. Holy crap, Reddit, things have taken a wild turn. I don't even know where to begin. The HR meeting happened, and it was intense. But before I get to that, let's talk about the family bombshell that dropped right before. After my coffee with Emily, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. Why was she so defensive about Sarah? I did some digging on social media, nothing creepy, just scrolling through old posts. Turns out, Emily and Sarah are way closer than I realized. There are photos from college parties, trips together, even Emily calling Sarah her soul sister in captions. But then I found something odd, a post from 2 years ago where Sarah commented on Emily's photo, "Can't wait for our big plans, 2 hearts emoji, what big plans?" I called a college friend who knew Emily through me. She dropped a hint. "Oh, yeah, I heard Emily helped Sarah get that job." But wasn't there some drama? Like, Sarah owed Emily money or something? Money? That didn't add up. I pressed, but she didn't have details. Then, last night, Emily showed up at my apartment unannounced, banging on the door. "We need to talk," she yelled. I let her in, wary. She looked a mess, red eyes, disheveled hair. "Okay, fine, there's more to this," she admitted, pacing my living room. "Sarah and we have a deal. She needed the job, and I recommended her because she knows something about me." "Something? What do you mean?" Emily broke down crying. "Remember that guy I dated in college, the professor? It was inappropriate. Sarah was the only one who knew. She has proof, texts, photos. If it gets out, it could ruin my career in HR. Blackmail? Emily, that's serious. Why didn't you tell me?" She sobbed, "Because you're judgmental. You'd lecture me. Sarah promised to keep it quiet if I helped her get ahead. She wanted the job at your company specifically because of Mark." "Wait, what? Mark? How does she know him?" Emily wiped her tears. "They met at a conference last year. Started hooking up. Sarah asked me to get her in the door so she could be closer to him. I didn't think it'd hurt you this bad." "Hurt me?" "It destroyed my career prospects. Emily begged me not to go to HR, saying Sarah would expose her secret if I did. Please, sis. For me. I'll make it right, talk to Sarah, get her to back off." I was torn. This is my sister, but she's been complicit in screwing me over. I hugged her, told her I'd think about it, but deep down, I knew I couldn't let this slide. Family or not, this is wrong. Now, the HR meeting this morning. I went in armed with my evidence but left out the family stuff for now. The HR rep, Karen, who's 50, listened patiently as I laid out the credit theft, the rumors, and my suspicions about Sarah and Mark's relationship. "It's creating a hostile work environment," I said. Karen nodded, taking notes. "These are serious allegations. We'll investigate discreetly. In the meantime, document everything." I felt a weight lift. Finally, someone was listening. But as I left her office, Mark was waiting outside. "Everything okay?" he asked, all casual. I mumbled yes and hurried away. Did Karen tip him off? No, HR wouldn't do that. Right? Back at my desk, Sarah shot me a glare. Then my phone buzzed, a text from Emily. "Did you go to HR? Sarah just called me freaking out. If you did, we're done as sisters." Great. Now Emily's choosing Sarah over me. I didn't respond. Instead, I focused on work, but the afternoon brought another twist. Lisa pulled me into the bathroom. "Girl, I overheard Mark and Sarah arguing in his office. Something about her finding out and damage control. They're scared." Good. They should be. But then, as I was leaving work, my mom called. "Your father and I are coming over tonight. Emily told us everything. We need to talk as a family." Everything? Does that mean she spilled her secret? Or is this an intervention to stop me from pursuing this? I'm dreading this dinner. What if they all gang up on me? Reddit, I feel like I'm in over my head. The betrayal from my own sister hurts more than the work stuff. I'll update after the family meeting. This could go really bad. Update 3, 6 days after original post. Reddit, last night's family meeting was a disaster. I'm still shaking from it. But let's back up a bit because work threw another curveball before that. After the HR meeting, the office got tense. Sarah avoided me like the plague, but Mark started micromanaging everything I did. "Just checking in on this report," he'd say, hovering over my shoulder. It felt like he was looking for reasons to write me up. I kept my head down, documenting it all. Then, Around lunch, Karen from HR called me back in. "We've started the investigation," she said. "But I need to ask, do you have any personal connections to Sarah outside of work?" I hesitated. "Should I mention Emily?" "Why do you ask?" Karen sighed. "Sarah came to us this morning, claiming you're harassing her because of a family feud. Said your sister is her friend and you're jealous." Of course she did. I told Karen the truth, about Emily recommending Sarah, the lies to my family, but I held back on Emily's secret. "It's complicated, but this isn't personal, it's professional." Karen nodded. "Okay, we'll proceed. But be aware, if it's found to be retaliatory, it could affect you too." "Great, now I'm under suspicion." I left feeling deflated. On my way out, I bumped into Sarah in the elevator. She smirked. "You think you can take me down? Mark's got my back. And Emily? She's on my side now." I ignored her, but it boiled my blood. How did I end up the villain here? Now, the family meeting. Mom and Dad showed up at my place with Emily in tow. They brought takeout, like this was some casual dinner, but the air was thick with tension. We sat down, and Mom started. "Sweetie, Emily told us about her mistake in college. We're disappointed, but we support her. And we understand why she helped Sarah." Dad jumped in. "But what you're doing, going to HR, stirring up trouble, it's going to hurt your sister. Sarah promised to delete the evidence if you drop this." I couldn't believe it. "So you're okay with Sarah blackmailing Emily? And screwing me over at work?" Emily chimed in, tearful again. "Sarah's not blackmailing me. She's my friend. She just holds on to things. If you back off, she'll let it go." "Friend? She's using you," I yelled. That's when it escalated. Dad raised his voice. "Watch your tone, young lady. Family sticks together. You're successful enough, let Sarah have this. Emily needs our protection." Successful enough? I've worked my ass off while Emily partied through college. Mom tried to mediate. "Maybe you can talk to Mark, work something out privately?" "No. Mark's part of the problem, he's sleeping with her." That shut them up for a second. Emily gasped. "You don't know that for sure." "I do, because you told me." We argued back and forth, voices rising. Finally, Emily stormed out, saying, "If you ruin this for me, I'll never forgive you." Mom and Dad left soon after, with Dad muttering, "Think about what you're doing to this family." I cried myself to sleep. This morning, I woke up to an email from Mark, "Team meeting tomorrow. Big announcement." What now? A promotion for Sarah? Or are they firing me? Then, my phone rang, an unknown number. I answered, and a woman's voice said, "Is this my name? I work with Mark. You need to know something about Sarah before it's too late." She hung up before I could ask more. Who was that? What did they know? I'm freaking out. This feels like the start of something bigger. I'll update soon. I have a feeling tomorrow's meeting is going to change everything. Update 4, 8 days after original post. Okay, Reddit, buckle up because today's team meeting was explosive, and that mystery call? It led to a revelation that's turned everything upside down. I'm ending this update on what's happening right now because I just got home, and my world's imploding. First, the mystery caller. She texted me last night after the call, "Meet me at the coffee shop across from the office at 7 a.m. Don't tell anyone." I was scared but curious, so I went. There, I met Amanda, a 38-year-old from accounting at my company. I'd seen her around but never talked much. She looked nervous, glancing over her shoulder. "I heard about your HR complaint," she whispered. "I'm risking my job, but you deserve to know. Sarah isn't just sleeping with Mark, she's been doing more. She's been falsifying reports, inflating her numbers to look better. And Mark's covering for her because, well, they're engaged." Engaged? What? How do you know? Amanda pulled out her phone, showing me photos she'd snapped of documents on Mark's desk, engagement ring receipts, emails about a secret wedding plan. I clean his office sometimes after hours. Saw it all. But there's more. Sarah's been accessing your files, changing dates to make it look like her work. This was huge. Why tell me? Amanda sighed. Mark passed me over for a raise last year, gave it to his buddy instead. I see the pattern. Plus, Sarah's rude as hell. If you take this to HR with me, we can back each other up. I was stunned. We agreed to go to HR together after the meeting. I thanked her profusely. The team meeting was at 10 a.m. Mark stood at the front, Sarah by his side, smiling like the cat that got the cream. "Team, exciting news," Mark announced. Sarah's been killing it, so we're promoting her to marketing manager. She'll oversee the department. The room clapped, but I felt sick. That was supposed to be my trajectory. Lisa shot me a sympathetic look. Then Mark added, also, we're restructuring. Some roles might shift. My name, let's chat after about your position. Shift? That sounded like a demotion. Sarah caught my eye and winked. Unbelievable. I couldn't hold back. Before we wrap, I said, standing up. My heart pounded. I have concerns. Sarah's promotion, is it based on merit, or something else? Like your personal relationship? The room went silent. Mark's face turned red. Excuse me? That's inappropriate, Sarah gasped dramatically. How dare you? This is harassment. People murmured. Lisa backed me. Actually, I've seen them together outside work. Chaos ensued. Mark ended the meeting abruptly, storming out with Sarah. HR called me in immediately. Karen was there with a higher-up. I laid it all out, including Amanda's evidence. She joined via video. They were shocked. This is serious. We'll suspend Mark and Sarah pending investigation. Victory? Maybe. But as I left work, Emily called, screaming, "You bitch. Sarah just texted me, you exposed everything. She's releasing the proof about me now." Emily, wait, but she hung up. Then Mom texted, "Emily's devastated. How could you do this to your own blood?" I got home, ready to collapse, when there was a knock at my door. I opened it, and there stood Sarah, eyes blazing. You think you've won? You have no idea what I'm capable of. Your family? They're next. She shoved past me into my apartment before I could stop her. What the hell? Get out, I yelled, but she locked the door behind her. Not until we talk. You ruined my life, now I'm ruining yours. Reddit, she's still here, ranting about how Mark proposed last week and I destroyed their future. She's threatening to sue me, to tell everyone my secrets. What secrets? I don't know what to do. Should I call the police? This is terrifying. I'll update as soon as I can, pray for me. Update 5, 9 days after original post. Oh my god, Reddit, I don't even know how to process what just happened. Sarah was in my apartment, pacing like a caged animal, her face twisted in rage. I stood there, frozen, my phone in hand, debating whether to dial 911 right then. Get out, Sarah, I repeated, trying to keep my voice steady. This is trespassing. I'll call the cops. She laughed, but it was a bitter, unhinged sound. Call them? Go ahead. By the time they get here, I'll have told you everything, and you'll wish you hadn't pushed me. She flopped onto my couch like she owned the place, crossing her legs. You think you're so smart, exposing me and Mark. But you have no idea how deep this goes. Emily? She's not innocent. And your perfect little family? They're all in on it. My heart raced. I inched toward the kitchen, where I keep a panic button for my security system. Thank God I installed it after a sketchy neighbor last year. What are you talking about? Emily told me about the blackmail, the professor thing. You were holding it over her to get the job. Sarah smirked, pulling out her phone. Blackmail? Please. That was a mutual agreement. Emily wanted me in your company for a reason. She hates you, you know. Always has. The Golden Child Act? It's because your parents pit you against each other. Emily fed me intel on you, your weaknesses, your ideas. That's how I knew exactly what to steal. I felt like I'd been punched. You're lying. Emily wouldn't do that. But doubt crept in. All those times Emily called, probing about work, saying Sarah mentioned I was stressed. Was it a setup? Not lying, Sarah said, scrolling through her phone. Here, look. She held it up, showing texts from Emily. One from months ago. Sis is working on a big pitch for client X. Here's the outline she shared with me, use it if you want. My outline. The one Sarah improved and presented as hers. Another text, she's jealous AF, keep pushing, she'll crack. Tears stung my eyes. Betrayal from my own sister? Why? Why would she do this? Sarah leaned forward, eyes gleaming. Because Emily's life is a mess. That professor scandal? It wasn't just inappropriate, she got caught, almost expelled. I covered for her back then, deleted evidence. But she owes me. When I met Mark at that conference and we hit it off, I needed a way in. Emily made it happen. In return, I promised to help her sabotage you, make you quit so she could feel superior for once. Your parents? They know bits and pieces. They encouraged her to support her friend because they think you're too independent and need humbling. This was too much. My family knew? Dad's comments about learning from Sarah, Mom's concerned trolling, it all clicked. But Sarah wasn't done. And Mark? He's not just my fiancé. He's leaving his wife for me. We were planning to elope next month. You ruined that. But I have dirt on you too. Remember that client you lost last year? I have proof you fudged the numbers to cover your ass. Emily told me about it. I hadn't fudged anything, it was a team error, and I took the fall internally. But if she twisted it. That's not true, I stammered. Doesn't matter. Perception is reality. She stood up, advancing toward me. Drop the HR complaint. Tell them it was a misunderstanding. Or I release everything, Emily's secret, your fraud, and I'll sue you for defamation. That's when I hit the panic button. A silent alarm triggered, and I knew police were on their way. You're done, Sarah. Get out. Her face contorted. You bitch, she lunged, grabbing my arm, but I shoved her back. We scuffled briefly, nothing major, but she knocked over a lamp. Then sirens wailed outside. Sarah's eyes widened. This isn't over. She bolted for the door, but it was too late. 2 officers arrived, and I explained everything, the break-in, the threats, the work drama. They arrested her for trespassing and assault, since she grabbed me hard enough to bruise. As they cuffed her, she screamed, she's lying. She's obsessed with me. But I showed them the texts on her phone, she'd left it on the couch in the chaos. The cops took it as evidence. I spent the next hour giving a statement at the station. They advised me to get a restraining order, which I planned to do first thing tomorrow. When I got home, my phone was blowing up. Emily, Sarah's in jail? What did you do? Mom, the police called us, Emily's hysterical. Come over now. I didn't respond. Instead, I called Lisa and vented. She was supportive. Holy shit, girl. Stay strong. Work's abuzz, Mark's on leave already. Then Amanda texted, HR wants us both in tomorrow. They found more discrepancies in Sarah's reports. Exhausted, I crashed. But around midnight, there was another knock. I peeked through the peephole, Emily, alone, looking wrecked. Against my better judgment, I opened the door a crack. What do you want? I'm sorry, she whispered, tears streaming. Can I come in? I need to explain. I let her in but kept my distance. Explain? You sold me out to your blackmailer friend. She collapsed on the couch, sobbing. It started small. Sarah needed a job, and I owed her for college. But then she got involved with Mark, and she asked for info on you. I was jealous. You've always been the successful one, the one mom and dad brag about. I felt like nothing. So I gave her bits, nothing big, I thought. But it snowballed. When she started blackmailing me for real, I was trapped. Trapped? You could have told me. We're sisters, I yelled. I know. I'm an idiot. But tonight, when Sarah got arrested, she texted me before the cops took her phone. Said she was releasing everything. My secret's out, it's all over social media now. My job's calling an emergency meeting tomorrow. My life's ruined. Part of me felt bad, she is my sister, but the betrayal stung. You ruined mine first. And Mom and Dad knew? She nodded miserably. Not everything, but they knew I was helping Sarah. Dad thought it was networking. Mom just wanted peace. We talked for hours, a mix of yelling and crying. By the end, she apologized profusely, promising to make it right. I'll testify against Sarah if needed. And I'll tell HR the truth about how I fed her info. I didn't forgive her, not yet, but it was a start. As she left, she hugged me. I love you, sis. I messed up bad. Today, I'm numb. Work tomorrow could be make or break. And family? We're fractured, but maybe salvageable. I'll update soon, this nightmare's far from over. Update 6, 11 days after original post. Reddit, the fallout is hitting hard, but I'm starting to see light at the end of this toxic tunnel. Let's dive in, because the last couple of days have been a whirlwind of confrontations, revelations, and some sweet, sweet justice. First, work. I went in yesterday for the big HR follow-up with Amanda. Karen and 2 execs were there, looking grave. We presented everything, my original evidence, Amanda's photos of the engagement stuff, and now the police report from Sarah's arrest. I also spilled about the texts on Sarah's phone showing Emily's involvement in feeding her my ideas. The execs were floored. This is a massive breach, one said. They confirmed Mark was already suspended, and after reviewing security footage, yep, office cams caught him and Sarah in compromising positions multiple times, they fired him on the spot. No severance, no references, gone. As for Sarah, HR contacted the police and shared our findings. Turns out, her falsified reports weren't just internal, they involved client billing fraud. That's criminal. The company's pressing charges, and with her arrest, she's looking at real jail time. Amanda and I got commended for coming forward, she even got that raise she was denied. But the best part? They offered me Sarah's new position, marketing manager. You've earned this, Karen said. Your work speaks for itself. I accepted, teary-eyed. Lisa and I celebrated with coffee after. She's my ride or die now. On the family front, things got raw. After Emily's late-night confession, I called a family meeting at my parents' house this morning. No takeout this time, just brutal honesty. I laid it all out, Emily's betrayal, their enabling, the years of favoritism. Mom broke down first. We didn't know the extent, she cried. We thought Emily was just helping a friend. But you're right. We've always babied her because she struggled more. We were wrong to dismiss you. Dad was quieter, but he admitted, I pushed you harder because I knew you could handle it. Emily needed the cushion. But that wasn't fair. I'm sorry, kiddo. Emily was there too, still reeling from her secret exploding online. Her HR job put her on leave pending investigation. Ironic, huh? She repeated her apologies, adding details. Sarah manipulated me, but I let her. I was resentful. Therapy's my next step, I need to fix this. We talked for hours, airing grievances. I told them about the promotion, and for once, they were genuinely proud without caveats. Dad even said, you didn't need our help to succeed. That's on you. It felt like redemption. But it's not all sunshine. Trust is shattered. I set boundaries, no more meddling in my life, therapy for everyone, including family sessions, and Emily has to earn back my trust. She agreed, and surprisingly, so did my parents. Emily's cutting Sarah out completely, blocking her everywhere, cooperating with police. Speaking of Sarah, I got an update from the cops today. She's out on bail but under a no-contact order with me. Mark's wife, ex now? Reached out via LinkedIn, thanked me for exposing the affair. Turns out, she suspected but had no proof. She's divorcing him and taking everything. As for me, I'm processing. The revenge feels good, Sarah and Mark got what they deserved, but the family healing is the real win. Or maybe redemption for Emily, if she follows through. Work's buzzing with the drama, but I'm the hero now, not the villain. One loose end, that fraud dirt Sarah threatened? HR reviewed it, total fabrication. Cleared my name fully. I'm taking a few days off to recharge. Therapy for me too, this has been traumatic. Thanks, Reddit, for the support. You helped me stay strong. If there's more drama, I'll update, but I'm hoping this is the end. Wait. Just got a text from an unknown number, you think it's over? Emily's not the only one with secrets. What the hell? Is this Sarah? Or someone else? Final update, 14 days after original post. Alright, Reddit, this is it, the resolution you've been waiting for. The past few days have been intense, but I've finally closed the book on this nightmare. Twists, tears, and triumphs, let's wrap it up. First, that ominous text? I reported it to the police immediately, suspecting Sarah violating the no-contact order. Turns out, it wasn't her. They traced it to Mark. Yep, the fired boss himself. He was bitter, trying to scare me into dropping any further involvement. Dumb move, he got arrested for harassment and violating company NDAs, he'd stolen some files before leaving. His ex-wife's thrilled, it strengthens her divorce case. Mark's now facing multiple charges, and word is he's unemployable in the industry. Karma's a beast. Work-wise, I started my new role today. The team's relieved, no more toxic leadership. I've already reassigned those stolen clients back to me and implemented new policies for credit attribution. Lisa got a well-deserved bump too, and Amanda's my new work buddy. The office vibe is positive, people are even joking about the Sarah scandal in a way that feels cathartic. Now, the family redemption arc. We had our first group therapy session yesterday. It was emotional, lots of ugly truths surfaced. Dad admitted his favoritism stemmed from his own upbringing, where his golden sibling got everything while he struggled. Mom confessed she enabled Emily to avoid conflict, ignoring how it hurt me. Emily owned her jealousy fully, revealing she'd been in therapy secretly for months but stopped when Sarah's influence took over. I shared my pain, the isolation, the feeling of being the responsible one who got overlooked. There were apologies all around, real ones, not the half-assed kind. We agreed on weekly sessions and individual check-ins. Emily's job? She resigned voluntarily after the scandal, but she's pivoting to a new field with our parents' support, fairly this time, no favoritism. She's also helping the police build a case against Sarah, providing old texts.